Hello and welcome back to another installment of this indie highlight here at Keystone Comic-Con 2019. I'm here with Deron, part of Ahoy Comics. And my first question here is, I know Ahoy specifically because two things, right? The Wrong Earth, which I've heard great things. I picked it up along with High Heaven, but Second Coming is also here. So like, you guys got a lot of press on that. So before any questions on Second Coming, can you just tell me about Ahoy? Like, I know before we started, you were chatting a little bit. You know, you were there essentially from the beginning. So can you tell me a little bit about the company, its origin, all that?
Basically, what we're trying to do is, bring you more with our comics. Each of our single issues are packed with additional content. We have backstories, prose, crossword puzzles, the works and whatever. So we're packing everything into a 32-page, what we're considering a magazine instead of just like a little 20-page comic. And so, you're getting a lot more for your money, a lot more value. And so we're also trying to give you, funny comics. We're making sure that people are seeing different concepts, different approaches to what a comic can be. We're not just sticking with the same formula of superhero comics or anything like that. We're looking at, like, say, Mad Magazine meets Vertigo. Highbrow comedy, whatever. Not just slapstick. But it's witty, it's funny, it's sarcastic, it's parody, satire, all the works.
So when did the company start? Like what is outside of the stuff that you're trying to bring in the book, like the company itself, like how did that originate?
Well, the company evolved as the brainchild of Hart Seeley, our publisher, and him and Tom Pyre, our EIC, and Frank Camuso. They're from the Syracuse area, and they just felt like they wanted to just make a good, just put out good comics. Just they want to see more in the comic book industry and more diversity in what we can do with comics. And so they brought me along probably about a year into what they were planning, and brought me on as a production coordinator, to deal with some of the distribution and everything like that, deal with some of setting up the books for print. And so I've been doing that for them, and also helping out in a freelance capacity with editorial.
Awesome. With editorial, what is it that makes an Ahoy comic? Like what is it that someone comes in, maybe pitches something, submits something? What is it that makes you go, okay, this is something that we're going to be putting our time, effort, and money into?
It's got to be funny. That's first and foremost. Got to be funny, and not, like I said, not just like slapstick humor. It's got to have some wit, some sensibility to it. Just was smart and funny. That's what we're looking for, pretty much. If you got a smart and funny concept, something that we haven't really seen out there, then come with it. Let's see what you got.
Awesome. So I've been bringing up Second Coming. That got a lot of press. I don't know if you know anything with respect to that, if you were involved in any capacity, but is there anything just with respect to like some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that happened with that? Like, what was those kind of conversations? I'm not sure if there's something you can divulge necessarily, but any sort of insight there?
I think the timing was just right. The book just was not being published with DC, with Vertigo, and we already had a relationship with the writer Mark Russell. He was working on a couple of stories for us. I'm like I said, I'm not sure what the ins and outs were as far as negotiations, but I know, we talked with Mark and felt like the stars aligned, where this felt like a good fit for his book. He shopped it around to different publishers, and it just felt right with Ahoy, because it had the sensibilities that we were looking for. Smart, funny, and it fit right into our catalog of comics.
That's awesome that it's like poignant content, right? Like you need to have that sensibility. So what else out of these books that we have right here? What is your top recommendation? If you were to tell somebody right now, like, this is the book you need to buy, what would it be?
This is the book. I'm gonna go with Planet of the Nerds. Planet of the Nerds is my pick right now. It's just it's smart again. From Paul Constant. He has this real cool humor about him. The concept is basically these nerds these jocks from the 80s, 3 jocks from the 80s are cryogenically frozen. They wake up in the present day and realize they're not on top of the world anymore. And so, like, it's just a barrel laugh going on from there. And you can just imagine the things that they get into dealing with being frozen from the 80s, just waking up, seeing all the new technology, seeing all the different advancements. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. And so, like, I just love the concept there, and it's one that I think people want to look out for right now.
Awesome, yeah, definitely that. And actually, this wrestling piece over here was really cool because I think Mark Waid has a story in there.
He does have a piece in there, yeah. So what happened with Steel Cage is we presented 3 different stories to our fans and had them vote on which one would become an ongoing series. Yeah, so like in the end, we actually did end up picking up all 3 stories. So we'll see all 3 stories in the future as an ongoing series. Mark Waid will be writing the story Noah's Ark with us. Tom Pyre, the writer for The Wrong Earth and High Heaven, will have a new story in True Identity. And Stuart Moore, who's written Captain Ginger for us, as well as Bronze Age Boogie, has Bright Boy coming up. Yeah, so yeah, keep an eye out for those 3 coming later down the line from us in our different waves.
Awesome. So is there anything that you guys have, anything else coming down the pike that you guys sort of want to shout out? Anything that you guys would like to highlight that is going to be that next big bang for Ahoy?
Right now, we're looking at our next wave. We come in different waves, as we've called them. The first wave included The Wrong Earth, Captain Ginger, and High Heaven, as well as Snifter of Terror. And so we're on wave 3 now coming up, and we're looking at a follow-up to The Wrong Earth. It's going to be a prequel of sorts, where with Dragonfly and Dragonfly Man on their respective universes. Yeah, we released for Free Comic Book Day, a little prequel, little tease for that, and so that story is going to continue, and so keep an eye out for that. Captain Ginger's coming up with his 2nd season, and Snifter of Terror is we're doing some new Poke stories. So yeah, coming this fall into early 2020. Look out for those 3 comics.
Awesome. And then right before we close out here, you had mentioned that on the back of the books, you guys provide a lot more value, right? What has been the feedback on that? I'm curious because like it's interesting to approach it from like that magazine perspective, right, versus that comic perspective. So like, what's the reception been? Have you guys heard stuff? Like, what is that feedback?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of positive response from it, from our readers. In each book also, and including our backup stories and everything like that, we do letters from the reader. And so, they're responding to that in that capacity and letting us know how much they enjoy all the things that we're including in our books. And so we get that direct fan feedback, and we do include those letters in the book. We'll write you back. So definitely keep writing to us, and we'll keep responding. And so that's been a cool part, engaging with the fans and letting us know what they like about our books, and in some cases what they don't like about our books. And we've seen it all, and I think the prose stories, the short stories, things like that, people are eating them up. They love that extra content.
Awesome. Yeah, and comics being such a consistent format, it's cool to see that you guys break that mold, but at the same time, it's not just, oh, you're filling the 32 pages because you got to fill ads or something. You're filling with like that actual content.
We're giving you a lot more value, like I said. We're letting you sit with a book for longer than just you can finish a standard comic in a day, right? There you can read on and what also is pretty good is that we've got our collections, but you can still go back to the single issues, and you're still getting a lot more out of that because you've got the short stories and things like that, and you can pick and choose from different issues and still get more out of the single issues than just reading the straight story in a trade. So yeah, I think you're seeing a lot more. Like our slogan is expect more, and that's what we're giving you. We're letting you expect more from comics, and hopefully you see these 32-page magazines, and you're just like, yeah, I got to get me an Ahoy comic.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. Any plugs before you leave? Before we head out here? The site, social, all that.
Oh, for sure. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We have our Ahoy Comics mags at Twitter, Comics Ahoy on Instagram. And I believe the Facebook is also Comics Ahoy. But yeah, just check us out on those. Follow us along. We're giving you updates to all the news that you can handle. And if you're trying to find out what's coming next from us, check out those sites, please. And also don't forget to check out the website as well, comicsahoy.com. We do feature interviews and things of that nature on that site as well, so check them out.
Awesome. And you guys are distributed through Diamond, right?
Yes, we are. We are distributed through Diamond. Please, do your pre-orders. Make sure you're getting those books. Pre-orders are important, and so we know what you're interested in. We're gonna, make sure we meet your demand. Let's go.
Awesome. Well, Deron, thank you so much for chatting with us. And as for the Comics Pals, you can follow us at the Comics Pals on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, on YouTube, where you can see more coverage of Keystone Comic-Con 2019, more of these indie spotlights, which, again, we're trying to support, the smaller pubs, the pubs that don't get that light shined on, because there's great stuff here, always, 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 and you have to support small comics, always. So thank you again. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out our site. Shoot us an email at thecomicspals@gmail.com, thecomicspals.com, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you later.